girlies. Okay, so today's review is going to be on Fast and the Furious 7, starring Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, the late Paul Walker, Ludacris, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Jason Statham, and a whole myriad of other actors and actresses have starred in this. It's sort of really amazing what happens here was that, most sequels or prequels or whatever never live up to their predecessors. They're never as good as. The story's either lacking, the companies are too busy trying to make money that they don't put any effort into the story or the visual or any of the chemistry connection in the film. However, I found, sad to say, and I hope no one hates me for saying this, I think Fast 7 is actually one of the best ones that they've ever done, right back to the original. The story was very tight. It was very well put together. Jason Statham was an amazing bad guy. I'm so sick of seeing him as the good guy who saves everyone that it was kind of awesome to see him get his ass kicked and be the bad guy for once. That was kind of amazing. His fight with Vin Diesel was so good. So my major reason for wanting to come back home, rush home and do this video review was I wanted everything fresh in my mind when I did it. So knowing that Paul Walker had passed away and knowing that his brother had stood in for him in certain scenes, I was deliberately looking for there to be a screw up. I was deliberately looking for the body type to change, for face structure from behind to change. And strangely enough, I actually did notice, Paul Walker was a very fit guy, very fit. Everything about him was put together. However, I found that in certain scenes, he appeared chunkier. And so I'm going to assume that that was his brother standing in for him or padding on his brother or something. There just seemed to be something a little bit off. But that's the problem. The problem with me is that I'm such a perfectionist. I watch every little detail in everything that I'm looking at. And sad to say, I can never really enjoy a movie without pulling it apart, which kind of sucks for me or my boyfriend or anyone else that I'm watching a movie with, because I will feel the need to point things out. But this didn't take away from any of the story that I thought it was going to. The story was incredibly beautiful. Michelle Rodriguez, Letty's storyline was really poignant in the sense that, she had lost all her memory. They did really great sort of moments where she had flashbacks of things happening. They did have to find this person named Ramsey. I'm not going to give it away because I don't want anyone to know what I'm talking about, because I hate when people do that. But they had to find this person, Ramsey. This person had created a sort of, there's a TV show, I think, called Special Interest, at Joseph Caviezel's, I think, in it. And this was very much that, it was the eye of God and it could see everything. Anyway, this person created this and they needed to get them and save them. So it was really cool, the storyline that they were using. They used a lot of social media type stuff like cameras and phones and how they can track you. I thought that was really brilliantly done. It seems like the story for Fast 7 was just that much better. It's almost as if they had been waiting to write this movie from the first one. What was a really, really, really great nod to the audience was when they went to Tokyo and the guy from Tokyo Drift and Labawa, I always forget his name. He's now on NCIS New Orleans. So he's on that. So I just don't know his name. But him and Labawa were in it. And I thought, what a great little sort of send off, because this is supposed to be the very last Fast and the Furious. Their tagline is now one last time. So I think this is going to be the last one. I hope it is. In memory of Paul Walker, it would be great if the franchise just ended now. But because it's such a great money machine, I just don't think that it will. Anyhow, a really great nod to the audience was when they went to Tokyo and those characters showed up. I actually really liked Tokyo Drift. I know that I'm not supposed to because it didn't contain the original cast. I know that I'm not supposed to because it didn't take place where, in the States where all the other ones do. But I really liked it. For me, Tokyo, Japan, and all those other sort of Asian places, I love the culture of it. So I generally tend to get into those movies really well. Like the Karate Kid, the new one with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan. I thought that was brilliant. I loved watching that movie. And I loved watching the originals with Ralph Macchio as well. But I loved the idea that they had taken it somewhere else. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, go and see this movie. Go with a friend. Go and enjoy it. It was so, so good. There were some really heartbreaking moments that I promise you need some tissue. It doesn't matter whether you're a grown-ass man or a little kid, you're going to need some tissues for this, because there's some really beautiful moments in this movie that happen. And, I don't think they've happened in the other ones. The send-off at the end to Paul is kind of amazing. Vin Diesel has a monologue that he says, which I think, even now I get sort of choked up thinking about it. It was really, really beautiful. So kudos to Vin Diesel. If you wrote that, then it was genius. It was really beautiful and really very, very heartfelt. Other than that, I think it was just such a brilliant movie. I love cars. I'm not a car enthusiast like a lot of people. I'm no Jay Leno, right? That guy has so many cars, or Seinfeld. I'm not that, but I do love cars, and I do know my cars, and I have to say that the cars they used in this movie did not disappoint at all. So 2 thumbs up, like 2 major thumbs up. This movie was so good. Take your girlfriend, because she's going to enjoy it too. Take your boyfriend, because he's going to enjoy it too. Take your kids. There's a lot of action in it. There's not a lot of swearing, which is great. So it is a kid-friendly movie. It gets a little 2 thumbs up for the kid-friendliness, but the action is a bit much. Anyway, thanks as always for listening to me rant and rave about everything and anything. I very much appreciate being in contact with each and every one of you that come and watch my channel. I thank you so much, as always, from the bottom of my heart, for taking time out of your day to watch my videos and to share them and to comment on them. And here's my signature sign off. As always, please don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. I will catch you on the flip side, folks.